kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. Cameron bats it now from his end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Down the numbers. There he goes. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Falcons. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling, and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
And here's Kamara on the read option. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
On 3rd and 2, Church. Open man is Michael Thomas.
And he is going to have a Saints first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Off play action. Church.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Isaiah Oliver with the INT.
And the Falcons force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready.
From back at their own 10-yard line. They begin the drive with Williams. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Low Logan Wilson, the one who got in there and dropped him to the ground.
The Falcons send out their punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Fielded at the 33. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out and check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. He'll drop to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
15 yards is the pick up there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Kamara up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Looking to throw on second down. Church. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
To throw on second down. Church.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the first round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the first round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
Back to the ground, it's Kamara.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Church. Got a man and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Saints.
Alvin Kamara
from 19 yards away.
And the Saints are an extra point away from drawing level.
Looks good on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On the double.
Here's 2nd and 8. Throw left side complete. That's Williams.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He said, man, try to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up a first down.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's second down.
Second and 8 at the 38-yard line.
Let's go.
They're going to look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I could dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Looking to throw.
Got his man. It's London.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Back to throw now on first down. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here.
That is hauled in by Michael Thomas.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Church. And that
is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it will be Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Looking to throw. Church. The pass caught by Olave. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Off the play fake. Church. Thomas brings it in. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 83 yards receiving now for him on the afternoon as he's got a first down here. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Room here to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Again, it's Kamara. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas, a 24-yard touchdown. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Lutz with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a very
solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now back to throw.
This pass is caught by London.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 22 yards there, a 1st down. They'll look to throw here.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Pete Werner. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 23. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Running left on the handoff is Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
From the gun on 3rd down, Church. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted.
It certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for it. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run. This is Williams. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to draw that one free.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
He'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening
knocks this one through the post.
And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10.
Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
I'll give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
Aku just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
A gain there of 21 yards.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
On first down, Church drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he'll be taken down after a gain of about 8, as that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. 79 yards on the ground for him so far.
This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Operating from the gun, Church.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. The kick by Lutz is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
That's caught by Pitts.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw.
Throw left side. There's London.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Well, following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
Right, 97.
He'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So a fourth quarter pick six here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner. I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick six, we're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Ready, set.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he's got room. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 32-yard line.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for New Orleans, that'll be a happy Kansas City Chiefs come to town. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.